Welcome back, everybody, to the Back Nine coverage of Round 1 of the Waco Annual Charity Open, presented by Prodigy Discs. I am Brian Earhart, joined here again by Nate Perkins. And Nate, we are in the wooded section of this course.
That's right. We saw Emerson Keith go 6 down on the front 9. Thomas Gilbert started off hot, and the beast showed its teeth. Bogey, double bogey to finish his back 9, his front 9, rather. Calvin, only 2 birdies on the front.
He's had some phenomenal par saves and just really can't get it together off the tee. He hasn't been putting a lot of drives within Circle 1, even giving him a chance. And Matt Orum has been a little bit up and down. We see the young gun Gannon Burr shooting an 8 down so far in the round.
What is he, 16 years old?
16 years old, the youngest 1,000-rated player ever. Moving into hole number 10, par 4, 591. Long, subtle dogleg. We have these trees splitting the fairway, so you do have to pick a side with another beast-style, hard-pack, sloped green.
One of the more picturesque holes on this course.
Hyzer flip coming out of Emerson's hand. That is stabling up nicely.
Gorgeous.
Perfect positioning.
Anything past that cluster of trees is prime. Oh, this hole shapes up so well for Calvin.
And if that checks out, that's... Oh, no.
He started it with a little too much angle.
And little farther back for Matty O, but that's going to be a decent position to get up and down. He still has work to do. And if this drifts right, this could be a really good shot.
Oh, no.
If it stays on the edge, he might be looking at something, but there is a big drop-off back there.
So easy to get out of position on this one. There it is again. That kind of out in front of his body, swooping from high to low.
It's so
sending
intuitive.
That nose back up.
Emerson also slides one into this bowl on the right side, about 25 from the basket. And
Thomas smoked the drive, looked good the whole way, and just kind of crawled into the rough, and then he has this.
Tried to throw something very overstable on a vertical forehand. Almost got it to pan out fully.
Yeah, that was a great attempt.
Oh, gosh. Would have been a phenomenal comeback after the double bogey on 9.
He sent that one full speed, Brian.
Oh, my gosh. And that's going to be a par for Thomas. And Emerson snags another birdie.
Emerson actually switched his putter up this season. He's putting with the Royal Line Faith now.
I believe he was putting with the Keystone before.
That's right. Yeah, the Faith is a little bit deeper.
A little bit more stable than the Keystone as well.
I believe so.
And Matt snags a birdie as well. And Calvin with just another par. Just hasn't quite been able to get it going.
Hole 11, par 3, 279. Again, the basket is perched up on a hard-packed hill right here. This one's dead straight. The rough is very dense left and right. Oh, Emerson with the Explorer forehand, skipping before the hill. Wow, what a shot.
He's going to have about 20, 25 feet looking at the slope. Great shot.
You kind of have to pick if you want to go left of that tree in the center, if you want to go right and hit up on the hill.
And Matt's going to have another one of those challenging putts, but still in circle 1.
Just a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
His initial angles.
Thomas yanks it a little bit to the left.
It's just such a different style of play than the last Pro Tour.
Oh, absolutely.
The initial angle, height, and speed are so much more important than they are in an open style course like Vegas.
Oh my God.
That is a pure death putt right there.
40 feet. That's the best putt he's hit all round. That's the best putt anyone's hit all round. That's fantastic. That would have been 70 feet past the basket had he missed.
Yeah, and potentially obstructed too.
That's incredible putt.
Wow, look at the pace on that one. He just sets it in there. Just guides it in there with that wrist uncurling.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out all the sponsors of this event, Prodigy Discs. They help me out a lot as well. Make sure to look out for my Tour Series disc when it comes out. And also check out Diameter Apparel. They're doing really cool things up in Canada. And thank you so much.
And not to overlook Emerson's 22-foot death putt for his birdie. He's on a roll, Brian.
Yeah, and moving into number 12, this is another one of the par 5s that has been switched to a 4 to encourage the players to get a little bit more aggressive. This is the most sensitive landing zone off the tee that we have in the course.
Yes, indeed. It's blind. You need to push that back wall if you're throwing the forehand. It needs to kind of flip up while still moving forward. And you can see he just a little too much pace on it. It hits that back wall out of position.
Yeah, 3 on this hole is 2 perfectly executed shots, and this is a common miss. Too far forward. There's more room right than you realize.
Yeah, it's interesting because you want to hyzer it, but if you hyzer it too much, you're out of position.
Yep, and even this from Calvin is out of position for the 3. You have to be center cut. It's one that the pros spend a lot of time practicing. This actually looks a lot better from Thomas, and still just a little bit too deep.
The forehand is the comfortable play to get around that corner, but the ideal shot is that right-hand backhand that is flipping up as it's turning over.
Matt just chips one to the base of the hill. It looks like it's in good position.
Oh, that's not a good spot to be in to throw your 3rd.
And a big hyzer forehand.
That flipped up nice for Thomas.
Calvin gets to the top of the hill. He'll have some sort of pitch up to the basket. Oh my gosh.
What a redirect.
Wow. The stars are aligning for Emerson Keith. Not to say that that wasn't a phenomenal shot, but he is still right there. As you can see, this is why they're calling it a par 5 in the past. Definitely has some teeth.
Curious what this one played, Brian.
This hole played a 4.39. So, surprisingly, 0.01 strokes easier than hole 9 was playing.
The field is just getting better. This hole has played over 5 in the past.
And it's interesting. The 3s that I've watched on this hole, like you had mentioned with the backhand off the tee, mid-range is what I've seen this hole get 3'd. And I think that's what's so interesting about a lot of the wooded holes in this course is they're so specific with how you attack them.
The Destroyer is essential on tour. One of the most versatile distance drivers in Innova's lineup. The new Halo plastic is probably the prettiest plastic that Innova has in their lineup. It makes for a really cool disc to bag. Very confident in throwing the Destroyer and keeping it in bounds at far ranges.
All right, we're out of the woods. Hole 13, par 4, 555 feet. The wind has picked back up, and we are playing into a ripping tailwind.
Yes, which also provides its own challenge in itself. And Emerson's going interesting flick off the tee here. And I think he stayed safe.
Yeah, that forehand kind of takes that. There is a Mando on the right side to prevent players from taking it out over the road, and that forehand kind of plays away from that mandatory.
And with these tailwinds like ripping as hard as they are, you actually have to begin changing your disc selection at a certain point. A subtle tailwind can help your distance, and you can throw what you're used to. When it gets up to 20, 30 miles an hour, the game plan is just as hard as a headwind.
Oh, Calvin smokes this disc. Just a little low. That was flexing back.
And an interesting shot selection from
Wow.
Thomas.
Yes,
Forehand.
super safe forehand right there. Don't see the wide forehand like that played too often. Oh,
And he
no.
squares the tree in the middle of the fairway. With him being such a premier golf shot thrower backhand.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wouldn't go for the Eagle 2 on this one.
Yeah, you wonder what his thought process was on that. Matt asking it for it to sit down, and it does. He's going to be right there for a birdie from about 15 feet. Matt always has the shades, and today he does not have the fedora with him, but has a very distinct look on the course.
Yeah, the Alabama hat. Oh, Thomas almost dunks that A3. Wow, this is where Calvin's drive got to, being as low as it was.
And to think, during Colton's big charge last year, he threw a PD, a control driver, and got the 2 on this hole.
Yeah, from like 40 feet.
Disgusting.
Wow.
9 down for Emerson Keith. This
That was
is
so
the pace.
high.
That was an awesome putt. He probably sent some tailwind and probably some pushing tailwind left to right.
Yeah, so he got that. He knows with his hyzer that tailwind is going to get on the wing and push it down.
Exactly. That was an awesome read from Emerson. And Matt doesn't even have to line up a putt there for his birdie. And Calvin, even less thought. Fantastic 3. And we're going to move into 14. This is a par 3 that looks super straightforward, but for some reason the wind always plays in a direction that makes this a little bit tougher to handle.
Yeah, the tailwind is tough to get this one to sit down in the tailwind. You don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get off the ground.
And that's another park job for Emerson. He could move to 10 under par through 14.
And that was a stiletto from Emerson. Just babied it. Oh, no. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It crawled onto the
Wow.
sidewalk.
Wow. Sit down.
And that
Yikes.
is a common reaction off the skip. If that wind just gets up underneath it, pushes it outside the circle.
I like this play from Thomas.
Slowing it down with the A3 here.
Yeah, just putting it a little higher
Look at
and
that.
making sure you don't get that slide that other drivers are getting. Great shot.
And what an unfortunate reaction off the tree to find himself out of bounds left on the sidewalk.
Yeah, especially with the counterclockwise spin he put on that forehand. Nasty wind reaction from Calvin. As you can see, that headwind was playing with it.
It looked so low, and then it just glided.
There he goes, 10 under par. Emerson is feeling it right now. He really has done the least heroic, he's made the least heroic choices on the card. He's been playing as simple of a game plan as possible, throwing the same discs over and over again. And we're going to take a look here at just some different plays on the hole A lot of our good sidearm players are throwing a lot of these types of low sidearms.
Is that Lance Brown?
I don't believe so, actually. Lance Brown is a Prodigy.
Jordan Castro.
And you have to really... little Ben Calloway action.
Callaway with the forehand. Look at that.
And this is a
what a
shot that's
shot.
becoming very standard for the pro game right now. If you have a 300-foot power driver sidearm,
Ezra almost dunks it.
it can take you a long, long way off the tee and the scrambling realm.
Adam slowing it down with that glow zone of his that he throws so much. This is great. Just park job after park job. I love this. All right, hole 15. It is a par 3 this year, 558 feet. OB left, OB right. It's just in that distance where some of these players are going to attempt this one. Emerson just taking his Ballista Pro on a forehand, playing this one for a par. LVC distance champion Thomas Gilbert definitely attacking this one.
Oh my gosh. Nice 540. Laser beam.
It did not move very much left to right.
Calvin wants the same thing, but he's yanked it a little wide. That's got to come back in bounds.
Oh, and it is. Wow. I mean, Thomas is really smoking the disc. Calvin's moved quite a bit more left to right, had more height, and didn't quite get to where Thomas did. This approach right here was playing extremely tough. This is normally routine, but with a 25-mile-per-hour tailwind, it's hard to control the speed. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that was perfect.
You get this one up too high, give it too much angle, and the wind just does funny things with it. Makes it run once it hits the ground.
Just like that.
Just like that. Now he's got that ripping right to left wind. It's only 20 feet, but...
Oh my
yes! That is a birdie, formerly an eagle. It's still an eagle in my mind right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is an incredible two.
Yeah, this is a hole that played 3.39, I believe, so definitely that is taking over a stroke on the field.
Oh, no. Oh, that looked like it was in, too. Calvin hits Thomas with the big putt. This is close, but I really can't express how difficult this right to left wind is to putt in.
And especially with that hyzer putt from Emerson, the lift you get, you almost have to aim at the cage.
Yeah, and it's just, he's fortunate to hit the basket. I mean, honestly, it could take it out over the sidewalk, over the fence even, with how much hyzer he putts with.
Moving into number 16, a very exciting hole, an eagleable par 4, 609 feet. You see a lot of rollers. We've seen people with the right tailwind get an air shot out here.
Calvin is definitely has the pace to get it.
That is crushed.
Wow, nearly pin high. And that was a little nose up even. Oh, Thomas opting for the roller here.
And there is OB deep and right and left. And that's got to keep going. Oh my gosh. No way. Wow. That's a nice 600-foot roller from Thomas Gilbert.
I didn't really think the roller could do it. That tailwind just likes to just take him out from underneath and just curl real quick.
It's hard to get a disc to check up when the wind is that heavy from behind.
It either takes it or just knocks it out from underneath it.
Emerson tried going big hyzer flip, and that's going to check up. Still going to be an upshot from about 150.
And this is one that you really want to get close here. This is an elevated basket.
And yeah, the elevated pin is not necessarily that challenging without wind, but when it picks up, it shrinks the green so much.
Yeah, you can see those flags now, getting a better idea of what we really dealt with in yesterday's round.
And that is a stress-free birdie for Calvin. Here's the eagle putt. No. Just right. Missed the birdie on 15 and then just missed the eagle on 16. Putting in this wind is no joke.
Thank you for watching Gatekeeper Media. My tour disc will be released soon. I don't know what it is yet, but I can't wait for y'all to support me. I'm running 5 tournaments this year, 4 AM C-tiers in Mobile and 1 Pro-Am. Taking all $3 out, not out of the purse, but I'm putting it into the open field for the finale. So y'all check it out.
Moving into one of the signature holes on this course, number 17, a treacherous par 4. Hard dogleg to the right to this insanely protected green, and with the wind ripping headwind off the tee, the second shot is even harder than the first.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest holes on the tour when you're playing into this 25+ mile per hour wind, and that is an incredible forehand. He's playing directly into the headwind here. That sidewalk is OB, and the woods on the right is out of bounds. You have to smoke the forehand to get it into position.
Yeah. And Thomas was so close, but caught some early cabbage up top. And that is actually a solid positioning for Medio. You want to be in front of these 2 trees out in the background or way behind them.
No.
That's running towards the out of bounds.
Oh, no. That is worst case scenario. He's early OB, pinched, and he's taken his relief.
Oh my gosh. Spike forehand. What?
Brian loves it. That is insane. He's going to get a par.
And another one over this inside gap.
That is over the out of bounds the whole way, going back over the water out of bounds long and swinging back in.
And Thomas tries the same line and goes out of bounds. We are not quite sure where he did go out, but this second shot has. And that's going to get blown out of bounds as well, I believe. Just stayed safe in that little stretch of the wall opening up.
You really can't stress how difficult this shot is, going into the headwind on the drive and then into the ripping left to right as you approach.
Calvin's going to be fine with the 4 on this one.
It's hard to par, honestly.
And after going OB, Thomas misses his comeback.
It's one of those holes, Brian, where you can't really opt to play safe.
No, there's barely a safe play. You can pitch to the bottom of that hill on the dogleg, which is also the narrowest part of the entire fairway. So, a pro-level par 4.
That is a miraculous par save from Emerson Keith after going OB early, right?
Yeah. Now that you've seen the entire hole, go back through the flyover and see where he threw from again. That does not happen at all. Phenomenal shot from Emerson. It's actually the hole that Ricky famously went OB really early and then chucked a backhand from about 100 feet in front of the tee pad and got up and down. And here we are, number 18, a 468-foot reachable par 3, but with this wind, players are playing it as a par 4.
Oh,
I guess
Calvin,
unless you're this man.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
What? Go.
And
no.
That looked like it had 550 feet of power, and the wind just would not let it go.
Oh, and
Matty O's going for it.
He's nasty. Oh, no. And that's...
The common play, you know, on this day was throwing what Emerson's about to throw.
And honestly, after Calvin rips it full speed and comes up short, for Matty O to still go for it, wow.
This is, you know, that's a man that's eagled his fair share of 500-foot holes, for sure. We have all the big distance throwers going for it, and that I don't think that's going to make it either. Oh, no.
Dang it, man. Throw that.
This averaged a 3.83 as a par 3.
This is a really tough shot. He's got OB long to contend with. No. Oh, no.
And this is
getting a
one
6.
you have to bet against the field on this one and say, how many players are actually going to get a 2 on this? And do I need a 2 on this? The risk is just so treacherous here.
Oh, no. It's too much hyzer. Is that out of bounds?
I think
No.
he's safe.
Okay.
But he's going to lay this one up, I believe, and take his 4.
Oh, man. He just...
Fizzled out.
Yeah, he was on pace. He was 10 after 14, and he's going to finish at 8.
And that is going to be a bogey for Calvin. He'll move to 5 under par.
Okay, so Calvin's drive hit land right there and went back into the water.
Yeah,
is
it
what
must
I'm
have either
seeing.
crossed land or, yeah, hit and went in. Because that is, I believe, where he took his drop.
What a tough couple of finishing
Yeah.
holes. Can't really express to you guys how difficult it is. And to see these players, 3 out of 4 of these players attempt to go over that pond into that headwind.
What a finishing hole. There you have it, folks. Round 1 is in the books. Emerson and Calvin snuck away with some fantastic scores, and actually with how heavy the winds were for the later cards, they stack really nicely up against the field. Gavin Rathbun from Illinois with a fantastic 11 under par, a 2-stroke lead over Bradley Williams, Nico LaCastro. We are going to have a battle the next couple of days. Make sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media on YouTube. Again, I'm Brian Earhart. Nate,
It's been a pleasure, man.
we will see you for round 2.